everyone, welcome back to my channel. I thought today I'd do a lowdown of homeschool costs. How much our homeschool costs us each week. My husband actually asked me to look at this the other week because I was wanting to add something else onto our list, and he said let's just work out how much it costs every week. So I thought I'd let you know as well. I have 3 children, but I currently homeschool just 2 of them. My youngest is still at school, and hopefully I'll be taking her out in July, I think. So my cost will go up then anyway. But currently I homeschool 2 children. One would be in year 7, so in high school, and one would be in year 5. So we have each week gymnastics lessons. We pay kind of all year round. It's not term time, it runs all year round, and you pay like a monthly direct debit, and they put in their account for kind of bank holidays and stuff. So we pay roughly £6 a week each for that. It's a 1-hour session. Then Sam, my boy, he has forest school every week. It's a 4.5-hour drop-off home ed session, which he loves. He doesn't really like the outdoors, but forest school he adores. He's been going ever since he first started homeschooling. Hope, my eldest, she is definitely more of a fair weather girl like me, so she doesn't go to that, and actually it means that we get to spend those days together, and they're not together then all of the time. But that forest school costs £22 for the 4.5 hours. They both do an English lesson. One of them, Sam, does creative writing. It's all with the same person online. They're amazing. They use something called Google Slides, which I'd never seen before homeschooling. So like as they're working on the lesson, the teacher can log in and see exactly what they're doing. She can mark it live there, gives them homework, marks that afterwards. It's fantastic. So one of the English is £60 for a term. It's 2 lessons a week. So that's £5 a lesson. And Hope is just about to start, because she was doing a similar one but for Key Stage 3. She's just about to start today. What's it called? Comprehension. That's the word. She's about to start comprehension today. So that's just 1 lesson a week. So that's just £5 a week for her. But they are fantastic. And I feel like we can do maths ourselves at home, because like I know a bit more about maths. My husband is an accountant and he knows about maths. But English I really struggle with, because it's quite subjective, isn't it? So I don't know whether it's, I'm like, well, yeah, it looks all right. I don't know. So that's been really handy to have someone else who can be like, this is how to improve it, which is just something that I really struggle with. Then Hope's been starting, she's just started a philosophy course, which is incredible. It's again £5 for 1 online session a week, and it's really just debating. When we first started homeschooling, the one thing she wanted to do was debating. She was really excited about that, and I couldn't find a course anywhere. I've looked around, I've messaged different Facebook groups and tried to find something. The only thing I could find was like a £300 a year package, or was it like even for a term? It was just crazy expensive, and I was like, well, like I'm not going to spend my money on that. So then I saw recently this person on a Facebook group saying what they're going to do philosophy, and it's been fantastic. She's been debating things, and actually she's now going to start doing her GCSE course. That they're going to start that in April, ready to take her GCSE in the summer of 2025. So she'll only be in year 8, but that's the way we're going to do it. We're going to try and do GCSEs like slowly, kind of one at a time. So we're hoping next summer she'll do her maths, and it's philosophy, religion and ethics. And so that's going to be £14 a week, which is I think 1 lesson and also some coursework. But I won't put that in my total today, because she hasn't actually started that yet. And whether she'll carry on with the separate philosophy kind of debating one as well, I'll have to see what happens then. But that's just kind of an extra. Then every other week there is a like local social home ed group, which is just so fun. It's really nice. I get to know the home ed mums, they get to know other local home ed children. We hire a village hall, someone cooks a meal, and we basically just sit there with cups of tea, and the kids play in the hall. We have activities out for them, or they play in the park most of the time, and that is fantastic. That is £5 a family, so essentially £2.50 a week because it's every other week. Then we have local to us, an absolutely brilliant home ed group that someone set up, which is all day on a Friday. Again, they hire kind of like a little centre with lots of different rooms in it, and they've hired tutors to come in. And essentially what they do is it's £35 an hour, but then it depends how many children turn up. So if there's 10 children, it's £3.50. If there's 3, it's like £11.50. So it can be different every month. You don't quite know, but I mean, the things like maths and English are always quite kind of current. They're always very full, and so it's generally a lower cost. And some of the sessions, so Sam does pool. They go around to the local like snooker pool pub, whatever you call it, and they play pool. That's £4. And then he does Lego club, which is £3.50, which there's just loads of Lego, and he gets to play with someone else's Lego, because we've got a little bit, but he's only just got into it, so we haven't actually got loads. And it's nice for him to learn off other children, like things that he can do with the Lego as well. Hope does drama, which is £6 an hour, and there's 2 sessions. You can just go to one or you can go to both, and she loves it, so she goes to both. Drama's one of those things that she loves, and that was quite a hard thing to find that was home ed. There's lots of after school clubs, but because I work after school Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it's really hard for me to get the children to after school clubs, and also I don't want to go because I am tired, and when it's like a Monday and a Friday or a weekend, I'm like, I'm not running around after you in 100 different places. I'm not doing that. So this is really handy. It's in the daytime and it's fantastic. So she does that, which is £12 a week. Then Sam also does their advanced maths, which currently they've been like designing houses, I think. I mean, this is just from what he tells me, but he loves that, so that sounds brilliant. And then we do science every week. It's free on Facebook. It's called Theatre of Science. We actually pay £6 a month, but you don't have to. It's just like a donation that we pay because we love what she does and it's amazing. So that's every week science online. And then she's also just started this week, like yesterday, doing Shakespeare online, which I think we're going to have a little try out. This week for us is our half term, so it's a bit strange because I think most of the country had their half term last week. So like Hope does actually have her first comprehension lesson this morning, even though we're on half term. And I've got loads of children here because I'm childminding, so she'll have to shut herself away in the office. So we're going to have a check out of the Shakespeare next week and see if we love that. But currently we're doing the science, which is just incredible. I mean, before I found out about it, we tried to do weather and climate ourselves, kind of like, how did we start it then? In June, back in June, July, we tried to do that. To be honest, I found it really confusing with all the high pressure and low pressure. That really confused me because isn't that the opposite? Anyway, whatever. Then, funnily enough, we were like, right, in September, let's start doing Theatre of Science. She did weather and climate, and I was like, oh, I get it now. She's such a good teacher. She's amazing. She also does, if you decide to like pay her, like give her a donation or whatever every month, she sends out little magazines, and there's free printouts anyway that you can do for lessons. It's just incredible and 0 effort for me. And then finally they do piano lessons. So Hope does a half an hour lesson, plus she does 15 minutes for theory, because each exam that she's taking she's also doing the music theory. So that's essentially about £21 for her. And then for Sam, it's £7 a week because he just does 15 minutes. He's got autism. He can't cope with longer than 15 minutes. He also has this thing where he seems to struggle, which I think a lot of autistic children do, with kind of the finger movement. So getting things from his brain to his fingers is really confusing. So 15 minutes is enough for him. So it's £7 for him. So I will put the total on screen now. So it's £114.25 I've just worked out, which is a lot of money, isn't it? Now that is for 2 children, so you could essentially halve that. There were obviously things that we could cut out. There's things that we would also do anyway. So even when they were at school, they already had piano lessons, which is the highest thing on there. It's £28 per week. The forest school is a bit more of an expensive one, but he really enjoys that. But obviously we could cut any of these things out fairly easily if we needed to. There were also loads of other activities that you could add on if you wanted to. There are so many just in my corner of Suffolk. You know, there's weekly trampolining, weekly rock climbing, there's horse riding, there's like lots of different kind of forest schools all around the area. There's like animal handling, there's ones where you can go and you can do like animal care and get like an AQA certificate or award or something for that. What else is there? There's different, more kind of gymnastics ones, there's sports, there's just so much that you can do. So £114.25 is a lot of money. Most of that is term time only. So like this week, although I'm paying for English because it was their half term last week, I didn't pay last week, which is confusing. But essentially, I'm not paying the whole time. Only gymnastics do I pay for the whole time. So yes, that is a roundup and how much it costs us to homeschool.